bright and sunny and beautiful Friday morning. Hopefully you guys are having a great morning, whether it's only 6 o'clock and you're still in bed watching or you've been up for a while. Let me know.
Peg says she's up.
Excellent.
Good morning, Marla, Lori, Katie, Debbie. Adeline's watching. Good morning, Adeline.
Good morning, Addie. How are you?
Carol, hello there.
So we weren't on happy hour yesterday, so you didn't even know what I was going to be making this morning. So this is what we're making. It's an armchair sewing organizer. You know, you could use it for a sewing organizer. You could use it on the couch to put your remotes in. You could put your phone, just your scissors when you're doing binding sitting on the couch. So this is super cute, super easy. I'm going to show you how to do this morning.
Good morning, Carol, Roxy, Jackie, and it's an important day because she capitalized Friday.
Ah, it is. Fridays are always important.
Martha's at it with pancakes and sausage for breakfast.
Martha always has good breakfast, so we should go to Martha's house when we're up at Okoboji.
Hi, Brenda. Carol, she's been up since 5:20, so.
Oh, well then, you're already well into your day.
Hi, Barbara, Colleen, Brooke, Elaine, Lori. She says, good morning. Is it 6 a.m.? I'm watching with my coffee. Hi, Emily. Yes, everyone missed us yesterday. We were setting up a long arm machine yesterday and didn't get back in time, so.
Yep.
Marlis has been up since 4 and now watching from work.
Oh, okay.
Hi, Drell. Let's see.
Yeah, it's usually a long day for us. It takes a whole day for Randy and I to set up a quilting machine with a frame and automation. So it was just a regular business day yesterday on the field.
Debbie says, good morning, it's graduation day.
Oh.
Hi, Cindy. Roxy's having Weight Watchers breakfast and coffee, so.
Good deal.
Yep. Steve, good morning. Deb, she's on the road to Minneapolis.
Very
Safe
cool.
travels.
Safe travels.
Hi, Carol, Beth Ann. Emily is wondering, will it hold Hershey Kisses?
Oh, yes. Yes, I will. So I'll show you, you can make these pockets as big as you want. So if you need to not put the divider in the pocket and have the whole pocket available for Hershey's Kisses, yes, it would work.
Cindy, Martha says you're always welcome to stop in. All right. Connie, Jackie's been up since 5 o'clock. Son's graduating from NCO school at Fort Knox.
Oh, wow.
Proud Army mom. Well,
Very cool.
Congratulations.
Excellent.
Just be careful, don't get in trouble at Fort Knox, Jackie.
Don't take anything home with you. They don't like that.
Hi, Carol. Peg, first dance recital tonight. Nothing better than watching 4-year-olds. That is entertaining.
That is adorable. When we used to go, the granddaughter was in dance for a few years, and those little ones are the most fun to watch because they're just kind of spinning on their own up there.
Marianne is trying to wake up, but she says she is up.
Okay, good.
Jan's checking in from North Dakota. Carol up in Minnesota and rainy and cloudy. Catherine, good morning. She's headed to Denison to see us here after a bit.
Okay.
Addie noticed that that's one of the shirts that her mom made. So good eye.
Yes, it is.
Good eye there, Addie. Way to.
Good job.
Yeah. Hi, Connie. She's watching this morning. Renee from Prairie du Chien, Wisconsin.
All right.
And Marianne says her granddaughter graduates college tomorrow. So
Excellent.
Congratulations. We've had the
It's that time of
pleasure
year.
of meeting her even.
Yeah.
So hi, Susan and Mary. So with that, I'm caught up as to date.
All right. So I'm going to show how to make this a really cute and very usable armchair sewing. And this project is in More Weekend Sewing Book. I love these books by Annie Sewing. This is their second one they put out. I have the first one too in case you need it. But there are a ton of projects in here. There's over 25 quick sewing projects. This is the one we're working on this morning, the Armchair Organizer. There is some really cute ones. Check this one out. So here it shows you how to make a pincushion top for your coffee cup. Super cute. Then there's a turtle pincushion in here. I love these weekend sewing projects. It's always great for gifts or just to make for yourself. And then here are the Safe Fingers pot holders. So if you have grandkids over, it's a great summer project for kids, great summer project for you, for your scraps. So there is just a super fun amount of projects in here. Oh, and there's one more. So here's like a pillow with some applique. And the book is only $9.99. So you get over 25 projects for $9.99. Super fun. I had a hard time choosing which one I was going to make this morning because they are all so great. So this one, it's sold 100. So if you are brand new to us, just type register in your comment and then follow the prompts and then type sold space 100 in your comments. That will put that item in your cart. Remember, you can always download our free app on your phone or tablet, and then you can just hit the buy button to put this product in your cart. So then I've got bundles. So we do have fabric bundles. So this it's a low volume white with gray for your background. And then it is a gray, this is from Fran Designs, a gray, it almost looks like painting, a gray, and then a really pretty pink. It's got a little bit of like gray newsprint in it. So we have this fabric bundle, which is the one that I made, or we're going to be making this one this morning. So it is a gray background with some turquoise and black that's got some quilt blocks on it. So we're going to make this one this morning. So I have both of these fabric bundles available. They're $15.99. You get a half a yard of the background fabric and then a third of the other two. So that's $15.99. That one is sold 101 black or 101 pink, depending on what color you want. And then I love buttons, and this project is the perfect thing to put some cute buttons on it. So when you go to put your divider in your pocket, right up top where you started sewing, you could add on a button. So I've got two buttons over here and one over here. You can do it however you want. On the pink one, the button that I used was this called Valentine glitter buttons. So there's different colors, different sizes, just some fun buttons. So they're $3.50 for the buttons, sold 103. Then if you don't have your first weekend sewing book, I've got that one as well. So this one also has over 20 quick projects. This one's $12.99. It's got bowl cozies. It has help me, Randy.
Trivet type thing or hot pad?
Hot pads. It's got placemats. It's got table runners. It's got a little pillow that you can use for your binding clips and your scissors. Tons of fun stuff in here as well. Aren't those cute? Look at those little mug rugs with the ladybug in the sun. So we have this one as well. This one's $12.99. Oh, how cute are those baskets with a flower on the side. So another great book of fun projects. So this one's $12.99, sold 104. And then I'm going to be using a friction pen this morning. So I've brought some friction pens. These are highlighter friction pens. So if you're using dark fabrics, black fabrics, dark blue, there are 3 different assorted colors in here. This one happens to be a light blue, an orange, and a gray. So these work just like a friction pen. You can erase it with the eraser, or you can add some heat to it and they will disappear. These are great for the darker colors. So I brought them. They're $5.20. Sold $105. And then our normal 3-pack of the friction pens, which is a black, a blue, or a red. Again, put a little heat on it, it goes away. I'll show you this morning because I will have to put lines on it. $9.99 for the black, blue, or red. Sold $106.
Black, blue, and red.
Black, blue, and red.
Yes. All right, I'm going to go back and say hi to a few more people here before I turn it over to you to start sewing. Get back to the top here again, and where was I?
I don't know where you were.
Okay. Lori said no bubble, I think. Hopefully that was there when we went through everything. I'm sure it was because it was on my phone, so.
Okay.
Jackie took pictures when I wasn't supposed to. Oh, okay. I'm not sure. Well, that must have been on another comment that I didn't see. Susan, Mary, Meredith, good morning. Carol, Jeannie, they had another graduation too. Valine, good morning.
Good morning.
Carol says the cup top would be good to keep the Asian beetles out, nasty little buggers.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Let's see.
Oh, speaking of, in the More Weekend Sewing book we're doing this morning, talking about keeping bugs out, there is a pattern in here. Hold on, I gotta find it. Maybe I already went past it. Right here. Right there is your pan covers, bowl and pan covers. So there's a pattern in here to make them and then put them over the top of your bowls so those little pests don't get in
Maybe
there.
at a picnic when you can cover it up in between and that type of thing.
Absolutely. So talking about covers to keep the bugs out.
Catherine's wondering, can I buy now and pick up when I'm there later? Some of the items possibly,
Probably.
but we will do what we can, Catherine. Carol, she says it's a great book. Good morning, Denise. Kathy, good morning. And good morning to Victor.
Good morning.
Adeline, she goes, I've been all over the place with Mom and her shirts. She's doing very well with them, isn't she?
And you're doing very good to help her out, Addie.
So Deb says mug rugs. That was the answer to one of your questions, I think. Linda says she woke up, she's working but woke up at 4. Don't have to watch the replay today. That's great.
Good.
Brenda says, is this one that you did something out of recently? I don't believe we've did anything out of either one of these. One of these books.
Right.
Good morning, Chris. And Carmel is checking in.
Good evening, Carmel.
Katrina is watching along with Perry. Linda down in Louisiana. All of you guys down in the south, be careful. There's some strong storms rolling through, it sounds like. I know Houston got hit hard yesterday and last night, so.
We actually, on our way back from installing a quilting machine yesterday, went by some of the tornado damage that happened a few weeks ago south of us. And it just breaks your heart that I remember these houses as beautiful houses along the side of the road, and there's nothing left but a half a shell. So it's just, very heartbreaking.
Good morning, Sharon from East Tennessee. Kathy, Cindy, Mary in Kentucky. Bonnie, Marla, bowl covers were in which book?
We're in the one we're doing today, the more Weekend Sewing.
Okay. Lisa, good morning. I think she's on her way over to be with us the rest of the weekend.
Oh, excellent.
Hi, Sharon, Deanna, and Denise. She says, I loved your So Happy t-shirt.
Oh, yeah.
And
It's one of our new ones.
Judy is watching this morning, along, and Karen, old shoes, she said. I'm not sure the old shoes.
I don't know.
She can't see your shoes, so I don't know.
Yeah, good thing.
So, okay,
All right.
we are caught back up. We better get sewing.
So I did one yesterday in the pink and the gray. So today we are doing it in the black and the teal. So I'll show you just how easy this is. It's just a nice project to work on for the evening and so many uses for it. So the first thing we do is we take, it tells you what to cut. So we're taking our background fabric and put in some batting. So you can spray based, you've got pieces of batting. This happens to be fusible batting that I put on the back. And I just fused one piece of my background on there, and then I'm gonna flip it over and I'm gonna put my other piece. Now we're doing these right sides out, because if you notice along the edge, we're gonna put binding on at the end. So I am just going to take my other piece and lay it on the other side of my batting. So I have my background on one side, my background on the other side, and then we're just going to put a couple lines through here for quilting. So what I like to do on mine, why do I always have threads everywhere? I just have threads everywhere. I'm using some 505 temporary adhesive. We don't ship these out because they're aerosol, but they have them all over the place at your local quilt store.
And we do have some of the
sticks coming.
Yes.
So I am just going to give it just a little bit of spray. All we're wanting to do is make sure that it stays down for when we run our couple of quilting lines. So just a little bit to keep everything down. So now, once I have that down, I'm going to take my friction pen and a ruler. If I can get a hold of my ruler. And I am going to make a mark. I'm going to start halfway through and make a mark. And it really doesn't matter if they're the same or what. So I know that my size is 7.5, and half of 7.5 is 3 3/4. Yes. And if that's not right, never mind. Don't tell me that it wasn't.
You are right, though.
Am I? Okay, good.
You stumped me with math at 8:18 in the morning.
So I'm just putting that mark down here on the edge of my fabric with my ruler, taking my friction pen, and I am just making a mark all the way across. I'm going to do the same thing over here on this side. And then I'm going to do the same thing. So I have then just about 4 inches. So you know what? I'm just going to come in 2 inches, make another mark. And we're just going to do 3 lines across. This is why if you're using dark fabric, those highlighter pens work great. Because you can see them on the dark fabric.
Let's see. Good morning, Roxanne. Catherine says a great use of batting scraps.
Yes, it is. All right, so now I'm just going to take it to my machine, and I'm going to start in my center. And I'm just going to sew right on the line, and then I'm going to come on that one other one, sew the other way, and then get all of my 3 lines done.
Good morning, Cindy. Debbie is checking in. Judy loves your t-shirts.
Thanks. They are our newest ones.
Emily's wondering, can I use your temporary glue? Yes, temporary glue is fine for that.
Yeah.
Because you're just holding it in place for.
While we sew it.
Yes. Jennifer says, way too early for a subject I have never used in my entire life. Besides, calculators are everywhere.
That is right.
Margaret, happy Friday to you also. So I'm going to just keep scrolling through the different items we have for sale this morning, and if you guys have any questions as we go, please ask. For next week, there will not be any happy hour with the Healy's on Monday evening at 5 o'clock. We are going to be hopefully somewhere between here and Chicago on the road, so we won't be joining you that day. But we will be posting a lot of pictures from the weekend for you guys to keep caught up with us. We are headed to Chicago Sunday for FOF Sewing and Embroidery Machine meet training on Monday with the new Memento. What's the terminology of the Memento?
It's like a scan and cut or a Cricut, but on a much larger scale. And
that caters to sewing.
Yes, because it's big enough and it has a bed big enough, you can actually lay a fat quarter on a sheet and then run it all through to cut your pieces. So we're learning how to do that, and I will show you a demo on it when we get back. All right, so I've done my 3 lines, and you can see my friction pen marks, but when I take it over to my iron and I run my hot iron over it, my marks disappear. That's why I love using friction pens so much. So now, when you do your sewing, sometimes things get a little out of whack. So I am just going to take my ruler again and a rotary cutter, and I'm just going to trim that edge, that little bit of excess off.
Good morning. Let's see. Robin? Carol's wondering which book had the casserole cover in it again? That was the More Weekend Sewing book.
More Weekend Sewing. Wow, I can see what everybody is liking out of there. That is awesome. And you don't have to trim too much, because remember, we're going to be putting binding around the outside edge. So it's great, that good enough. All right, so we have our base already done for our armchair. So now what we're going to be working on is our pockets. So same thing.
Okay, when you held that up with the pockets, it was off the camera, so I'm sorry.
Sorry. So we're going to be working on our pockets. So there is a pocket. One is a little deeper pocket than the other, but we're going to put these pockets together and put them on. So the first thing we're going to do is you're also going to take a piece of your batting, and it is the same size as one of the pieces it tells you to cut for the pocket. And since I'm using fusible batting, I am just going to press that on quick.
Good morning, Lisa. She goes, I love the chicken on the thread spools in that book. Would go with your chicken quilt in the kitchen at the retreat center.
That's right. So I put one of the pieces of fabric on the batting. I'm going to take the other piece of fabric, and it tells you the dimensions to cut these. And I'm going to line up, so they're not quite the same length. They're the same length, but not this way. So I am just going to line up one end. And then I am going to sew a 1/4 inch across that one end.
Valine, the Villa Rosa Challenge pattern for this coming month is Red Rock. So, and we do have those available yet. You can go into our comment sold store and order it there. Yes, and I guess if I scroll down, a lot of people had already answered her. So.
Okay. So all I did was sew a 1/4 inch across the top of the pocket. And then when you fold it over, now I'm just going to give it a quick press for my seam.
Carmel is wondering, is Friction the brand?
Yes, Friction is the brand. Yeah, light friction. Yep. So here's what you get. You're going to fold this piece over now all the way down to the bottom of your batting. And then what it does is it gives you this little bit of a lip up here, which is, on these, is your gray. So when I fold it over and line up my bottom, you get a little bit of a top. So I'm going to just press that really quick, and then we're just going to top stitch that. So what I'm going to do now is just stitch in the ditch right along there, and then I'm going to just do a quick stitch. Now when I go all the way around this edge, I want to do less than a 1/4 inch because you don't want to see that when you put it together. So I just do less than a 1/4 inch, 1/8 of an inch. You're just holding the rest of it together. But the first thing I'm going to do is go down and stitch in the ditch this way.
Yes, Faylene, I think the June strip club is it the 7th? Is that right?
It is.
June 7th, Friday, June 7th. So if you're not going to be able to join us, if you would need to have it posted on Friends of Wise Monkey by about 8 a.m. Central Time on that Friday morning.
So I just did a quick stitch in the ditch right along that edge, and then I am just going to sew less than a 1/4. So when I sew around, you can do 1/8 of an inch. This will all be, you want to make sure you're close enough that when you put your binding on, your 1/4 inch binding is going to cover that. So I'm just stitching all the way around the outside, and if you want to lengthen your stitch and just do this as a basting stitch, you certainly can.
Good morning, Teresa. Brenda says, with you guys gone, my buy button will get a rest. Brenda, you can shop with us 24/7. So
And
if we are doing a live or not, it doesn't matter.
we will be back Tuesday night for Treat Yourself Tuesday.
We will be. Good morning, Natalie. Yes, Catherine, it is free shipping Friday.
It is free shipping Friday. And again, I'm just going to take my scissors and then trim off a little bit if I have some extra batting sticking out.
Carol says that she has the Red Rock cut out, and it's her first Villa Rosa challenge.
Oh, excellent.
So welcome to the crew. We have, how many patterns are out? Close to 90, or right around 90?
Yeah. All right, so there's one pocket. So we're going to do the exact same thing to the other pocket, which is just a little bit smaller. So I'm going to take, now when I'm doing this on the pink, this is going to be gray, and on the black, this is going to be turquoise. So I'm just putting my fabric, and because I'm using fusible batting, I'm just going to give it a quick press. If you're using your own batting, you know, sometimes batting sticks really well to fabric without doing anything, or give it a quick of glue. Same way, I'm going to line up my black, And because you know that you have extra sticking over the edge, I'm just going to sew 1/4 inch along the one edge that's matched up.
Lori got her red rock blocks finished this morning before work.
Excellent.
Marianne says it's a very nice quilt to make. You will enjoy the Villa Rosa Challenge quilt. Tina, good morning down in Louisiana.
Good morning.
Yes, Valine, you do have a couple of weeks to get it done yet. And from what the ones that have completed it, I don't think you'll have any issues with that because it's, as they go, a fairly easy challenge.
It is a fairly easy. You know, most Villa Rosa patterns are fairly easy. So what I did was I kind of pressed that. I'm just folding that over to meet up at the edge. That gives me a nice top look on my pocket. I'm going to stitch in the ditch and then I'm going to stitch around these 3 sides again.
Roxanne is wondering what sewing foot you're using.
On this machine right now I'm using a 1/4 inch foot. It has a little bit notched out of the one side, so I know exactly where my 1/4 inch is.
Yes, Feeney, it is free shipping Friday and everyone else, so please take advantage. If there's things that you have been wondering about, today's the day to maybe go back and find them and put them in your cart.
So I stitched in the ditch. Now I'm going to go down around the other 3 sides to hold everything in place. And I'm going to do this at about 1/8 of an inch, less than 1/4 is what I want to do this.
Good morning, Carol, Nancy, Judy. Brenda says, she goes, I buy lots. I've seen all my orders. Good thing my hubby can't see the amounts. I have Margot.
They have their hobbies too.
Yep. And Catherine says she's donating her Red Rock quilt to a church camp for a fundraiser, a silent auction.
Nice.
Great job. Brenda says such fun projects, and I'm going back to Amy.
All right. So we have our 2 pockets made. It doesn't matter which goes on which end. So you see how that's coming together so nice? So we'll put one pocket on one end, one pocket on the other. Now you just have to determine, do you want this all as one pocket? Do you want it in half? Do you want it by 3? When I did this one, I did this pocket in half, so now I have 2 pockets. And I did this pocket in 1/3. So, you know, maybe I wanted just a pocket big enough to put my pin in or something else. So totally up to you how many dividers you want to do your pockets. If you want to leave it whole as one whole pocket, you certainly can. So what I'm just going to do is on this one, I'm going to line it up on all 4 sides. And because it's dark and I don't have one of my highlighters up, I'm just going to put a clip on each side. And let's see if I can, I'm just going to put one down the middle, lining up with that seam that I already did for quilting. So here was my center. So I am just going to line it up here, and hopefully, because this is black, I can kind of guide where I need to go.
Karen, Amy is making an armchair organizer this morning. So.
Yeah, an armchair organizer. So you can put it on the arm of the couch or your chair. You can use this as a pin cushion, and then you can put your scissors, whatever you want, in there. A great little project to make. And I am just then going to come over here to my pocket. I am going to tie a knot at the very top. And I'm going to continue on sewing the divider of my pocket.
Kathy is wondering, when do you guys ever sleep?
We don't.
Catherine said a remote holder. Yes, a remote holder.
Oh, sure.
Sometimes you have multiple remotes, that type of thing. Cell phone, whatever you want in there.
So there I just did one divider down the side. And I think I'll just do the same way on this one. I'm just going to do one down the middle. You can make as many as you want. So I'm going to just take a clip. I'm going to clip my edges just to hold it in place. I'm going to lay a ruler, and I'm just going to go by my center mark that I already did.
Victor says a wine bottle holder. Whatever works for any of you guys. So
Yeah, this is yours. You can do it as whatever you want.
Jennifer's wondering, can you tie a knot on most FOF machines? Most of the newer ones you can. Otherwise, you can do the traditional way where you just go in reverse and forward a little bit, and that's also tying a knot for you. Correct? Am I right?
Yeah, that's tying a knot. Yep.
And let's see. Good morning, Gladys. Sandra says she's totally making it for her husband's chair in the camper for his remotes.
There you go.
Yep.
So if you were making it for like remotes or anything else, you don't need to put the center thing. You don't need to have the center thing on here for your pin cushion. You could leave this off and then just have it as a drape over your side of the chair. Make it however you want to make it. And then what I'll do is, so up here on the top where I started and I tied a knot is a great place to use a fancy button, or not even fancy button. This is just, now I have a little red button, and I would just sew the button on to right at the top where I did my stitching. And that kind of finishes that off so nobody sees where you started sewing at. So a really cute way to use a button, go through your stash. On this one, I use these glitter pink buttons that I showed. On this one, I'm just gonna pull out, and they don't even need to match. I'm gonna pull out a couple red buttons and put some red buttons on the turquoise. How fancy is that? It looks really cute when you do that. All right, so this is all I need to do for this for now. Now we're gonna do our pin cushion. And to do our pin cushion, it gives you the dimensions on the cutting 2 pieces of fabric. I'm gonna put them right sides together. And then I'm going to sew a 1/4 inch down both long, and then we're going to turn it right side out.
Victor says M&M holder. You can size it to however you want. That's and it's washable, so
Yep.
it's
M&Ms don't melt in your. They only melt in your mouth, not in your hands.
but they might crack apart.
Okay.
Let's see. Margot says she's impressed that I knew about backstitching.
Sometimes I forget Randy's not a seasoned sewer and he doesn't know like is that a tying a knot?
Jarrell says for an elderly person on their recliner or a new mom's rocking chair, you could really customize that.
Oh, absolutely.
I never thought about for the new moms. So
Yeah.
they have their hands full the way it is. So if things are close by, that's a great way to utilize
Place to
this.
stick a pacifier or to stick something in there. So I'm just turning this right side out. We only did it down the sides, so it's just going to be a nice tube. And Randy, while I'm doing this, will you grab me that green that green batting that's sitting over there that I forgot to grab this morning?
This?
Yes.
Don't see where it's green, but that's fine.
Oh, it's a very light green.
Okay.
Hey, thank you. Okay, so we have just this tube, and I am just going to give it a quick press. This by no means has to be a really great set of seams, because you're not even going to see them. So I'm just going to give this a quick press. All right. So once I've done that, I am now going to close up my side. But you're not going to see the edge, so I'm just going to sew about 1/8 of an inch down one edge.
And Roxanne's got another great idea. It'd be nice for someone with a walker that you can put over the front rail.
Absolutely.
So that's another great idea for it.
So you can customize it. You can make these pockets longer, make them deeper, both ways, and then leave this off. Or maybe you just put that on there and not stuff it so much, just to kind of give it a balance. Or maybe you want to stuff it with something that's a little heavier to kind of keep it. You know, there's all kinds of things you can do. So now what I want to do is I'm going to fill this as for my pin cushion. And okay, so I'm not here to sell you everything you need, because I know a lot of people have a lot of things that just kind of accumulate. So I was just going to show you that when I did mine, we don't sell like stuffing to put in like teddy bears and that kind of stuff. But I do have all kinds of batting sitting around that is just scrap. So if you just take your old batting, cut off pieces, and stuff down in here, it's going to do the exact same thing. And then just slide it all the way in. And then cut off another piece. Again, another way just to use up those scraps of batting you have laying around, and that you don't have to go out and buy a whole bag of stuffing just for some of these little projects.
So when you're doing that, do you recall the name of the pattern of the quilt that is behind you?
Buck. Something Buck.
I'm sure we will have some help here from somebody shortly. So
we had it on Stitching Across the Nation when we were on last week, or 2 weeks ago now. So I am just you can stuff it as full as you want it. And you're going to stuff it to about, so you're not going to make it go clear to the end. So just something like that.
Thank you, Darrell. She says Buckner.
Buck. Yeah, something like that. All right, so now that I have it stuffed, I am just going to take it to my machine and I'm going to sew this end. Just like the other one. You do the raw edge is sticking out.
Or buck bee.
Buck bee. That's it, buck bee.
And that would also be in the comments hold store from last week. So you can add that to your free shipping Friday collection.
It's a Villa Rosa pattern for $2. Okay. So here is the piece we stuffed. That would be your pin cushion. And you're going to put it right there in the center. Now I know it's my center because I can still see my crease of my fabric. So I know this is my center. I'm just going to clip this edge. And I'm just going to clip this edge. And then I am just going to reinforce that. I'm going to sew that right along that edge. We're just holding it in place.
Catherine says the new t-shirts are not in the comment sold store.
They should be. I
Roxanne,
will double check on that.
okay, Roxanne says, instead of stuffing, is there a way to put a slit in the top so a person could put one of those small packets of Kleenexes in there?
Well,
It might be something that you would put in one of the pockets below.
right. If on the More Sewing, there is actually a project in here to make it like a zipper pouch, a little small one. You could modify this and put it there on the top. You'd have to really modify. So there we go. So all we would have to do now is I have prepared binding, and this is just 2 strips of your binding, and you're going to put your binding around your edge. Now, won't that look cute? So we have our turquoise binding that will go along the edge, and you're just going to bind as normal, just as if you were doing any kind of a quilt project. And then once you have your binding on, you're done. And then you can add on your buttons, or you can add them on before you do your binding. So that is all you have to do on this project. So because I do binding by machine, I found some really cute turquoise thread that matches my turquoise binding, and I will do the whole thing by machine. Just like this. So there's your project. How fun is that? I love it. You can modify it like we were all talking for, you can make your pockets deeper, you can, however you want to do it. So if you get your fabric bundle, you are getting a ½ yard of your background fabric, so your gray or your white, and that is enough. You'll have just a little bit left over, but then you're also getting 1/3 yard of your pink or your pink and your gray, or your black and your turquoise, that you can switch it and do it however you want. But I really think this is pretty with the turquoise and the black and the gray and the pink. I mean, how pretty is that?
Yes, Judy, the t-shirts do come in multiple colors, and they are listed.
Okay, there's 4 colors, and in all sizes from small to 4X. It was pink, blue, green, or mauve.
Catherine is wondering, is the thread Pima? This here?
This happens to be Aurifil, because we sell Aurifil and Pima. All right, so let's go over what we had. So this is the book that we were making this morning. Tons of projects in here. It's the More Weekend Sewing, $9.99. There's 25+ projects. The one we made in here was the Armchair Sewing Organizer. Plus there are just a ton of other projects in here to do. So $9.99, sold 100. Then we have our fabrics. So the fabrics that we used this morning was a gray swirl, a turquoise, and a black with gray quilt blocks on it. So that one's going to make this one.
And that will include your everything that you need to make the
just the fabric.
Yeah. Well, yes.
Yeah.
You don't need it includes the backing and binding,
Yep.
I guess.
Backing and binding. Yes. Or the one that I made before with your pink and your gray, which is super cute. So you get your low volume white with gray, your pink and your gray. So either bundle is $15.99, sold 101 black or sold 101 pink. And then on my pink, I use these little sparkly buttons to put on there. So they're called Valentine Glitter button pack. $3.50. That sold 103. And then we had the other book, which is Weekend Sewing. Great projects, and this one as well. This one's $12.99. But you have some bowl cozies, coasters, mug rugs, table runners, tons of fun stuff in this one as well. Aren't those cute? Little mug rugs with the sun and the ladybug. Pot holders. So $12.99 for the weekend sewing. Sold $104. And then a couple sets of friction pens. These are a highlighter friction pen. So if you're working with dark fabric, these are going to show up brighter so you can see them. $5.20 for the pastel friction. And then our normal friction pens, which are the black, blue, and red, is $9.99. Sold $106.
Yes, Kathy, the batting is not included with this. So
it's a great way to use up your scraps. I like you, and in our comment sold store, if you do want to get some of the batting that's fusible, we have it available. Otherwise, it's a great way to use up your scraps of batting that you have from when you get quilts back from the quilter and are cutting off those edges.
I have no more comments or questions right now.
Good.
So just a reminder, no happy hour with the Healy's on Monday afternoon, but we will be back for Treat Yourself Tuesday.
And then Wednesday morning next week will be our Celebrate with Quilts book. And next Friday will be
we're still figuring out how Breakfast with Amy next week.
Okay.
It may be a middle of the day event. We're not sure yet.
Yeah, we're in and out all next week, so we will see how it goes, but we'll get you something. All right, we'll have you guys a wonderful weekend, a wonderful Friday. Thank you for joining me for Breakfast with Amy. Hopefully you can make something this weekend or that makes you happy.
And we appreciate all your comments. Thank you, Victor, Robin, everyone. We certainly appreciate all of those, and not just those two. I shouldn't have even said a name because there's a ton of you that are saying thank you and all of that. So we certainly appreciate all of those.
All right. Have a wonderful weekend. We will see you guys Tuesday night for Treat Yourself Tuesday.
But stay tuned for pictures of our next adventure.
Next adventure.
Take care.